Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to another EBTV sports presentation from J. Doyle Field in East Brunswick. It is high school football as East Brunswick opens up the 2004 season versus Perth Amboy. Hi, this is Jimmy Allinder, and joining me is Richie Whalen. And Richie, optimism abounds about this season.
Yeah, East Brunswick has a lot to look forward to this year. They're coming off a 4-6 season, and they have 22 seniors who are coming back. So although the red division is going to be a very tough division to do well in, they have some high hopes this year.
I think you said something very profound when you talked about the red division, because while East Brunswick does return all that senior experience and especially at skill positions, but I look at the size that they have as well as the speed, yet they're going to have to play the likes of Piscataway, Saraville, J.P. Stevens, and it's going to represent a major challenge this year, but hopefully they're going to be up to it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think one thing in their advantage right now is they're, playing a Perth Amboy team that, nothing against Perth Amboy, but if they play the way they're capable of playing, should be able to get a win here. And then they also play an Edison team the second week who has not done well the last few years, and then that will set up a matchup, hopefully, for East Brunswick fans where two undefeated teams are playing in Piscataway the third week. So I think East Brunswick, needs to get off to a real good start tonight, and I think Perth Amboy is a good opponent for them.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, last year in one of the 4 victories that East Brunswick had, they scored 49 points against Perth Amboy, which was the high watermark. And I have to believe that they feel very, very confident. Perth Amboy does not have a lot of numbers out there. They do have some size in some of the positions, but it could be a war of attrition here. We'll have to see. Perth Amboy is in North Jersey Section 2, if I'm not mistaken, and they moved to the white division of the Greater Middlesex Conference. So this is, in a sense, is not a red division game.
Right.
So, Richie, let's talk quickly about some of the players on the that we're going to be seeing from East Brunswick tonight.
Okay. Quarterback's Matt Mariano. He's a returning starter. Had a nice year last year. They're expecting some real good things for him. Also back is Danny Fessel, who's a tight end, and core of running backs, Rob Ayala and Jovan Jones.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a great game tonight. The season openers for East Brunswick, and we'll be back with the kickoff right after this. All right, we are back here at J. Doyle Field as we prepare for the opening football game of the season. Boy, I'll tell you what, Richie, you can't ask for a better evening.
We were talking about it earlier. Weather is beautiful. We were a little bit worried for a while with the rain that we have been having, but today, great night. One thing we should mention also is that East Brunswick is going to be without the services of Aaron Horace, who plays tight end and D end for East Brunswick. I know a few weeks ago he had a back problem, and it seems that it hasn't healed yet. So he's not going to be in service for the Bears tonight.
And that could be a hit. However, though, Aaron Horace, who also plays tight end, there's another bookend on the other side there, Danny Fessel, who
exactly.
we're going to watch this year as well. He's going to be an excellent player. Something about the offensive line, it looks formidable. In the past, East Brunswick has had its problems with size on the line, but it seems that they have some experience and they have some size this year.
Right,
Rich.
I think they can push some people around and really, pound it on the ground. So especially against this Perth Amboy team, just looking at the sidelines there compared to East Brunswick, they just don't have the size to, I don't think compete with East Brunswick up front at least.
Yeah. How important is it, Matt Mariano, having the experience of playing quarterback last year?
Well, I think any skill position, especially a quarterback who's your leader on offense, to have a year under your belt, especially in a division like this, is just going to really help out East Brunswick to have a little calming influence there. And, that just helps the whole offense when you have a quarterback that's been there and, can handle things for you.
Right. And Mariano, number 4.
And I know Coach Bourne has also just been really happy with the captains for East Brunswick, John Park, number 30, and Greg Byrne, number 53. Just raving about how hard a worker Greg Byrne is, and what a good defensive player John Park is. So I think East Brunswick, could really have a nice year with their leadership, and as I said before, 22 seniors on the team, so have a lot of experience on this team.
And obviously another important consideration will be staying away from those injuries.
Exactly, exactly. One thing to keep in mind, even though East Brunswick was 4-6 last year, you know, they had a ton of close games. They lost to Piscataway last year by a touchdown. They lost a really tough J.P. Stevens game, which we saw last year, by a point. Woodbridge, they were up the whole game and ended up losing by 4. And had another game against Old Bridge, which was less than double digits. So, you know, they were right in a lot of games. A game here or there could have really, you know, had them having a winning season. So they're out. I think they're out to prove this year that, you know, they're a legitimate team.
And this will be the first opportunity. We'll see. East Brunswick is going to be receiving the kickoff. Back deep is going to be Javon Jones, number 2, along with number 21, I believe that is, Rob Ayala.
Right.
Right. Both veterans.
Yep.
At returning kickoffs. For Perth Amboy, I believe it's hard to see with the numbers, so we'll just have to watch. And the 2004 football season is underway. Taken by Ayala on his 3, right up the middle. And a nice run back by senior Rob Ayala.
This is going to be interesting to see this first possession here. I think the Bears are going to really look to, like we talked about earlier, pound them up front here and just kind of run the ball down their throat here. So
that would be the idea. Again, Mariano, the quarterback, has a good arm as well, and good receivers with Danny Fessel at the right end. Let's pay attention to him. Number 46, that's Dave Dalton, split wide to the right, top side. Give up the middle. Good yards. Continuing to run is number 42, Tommy Lukowski.
I think that's number 22.
22, I'm sorry.
Nick Zizlak.
Nick Zelak, I'm sorry.
And I forgot to mention him in the opening, but he's also one of the 3 running backs back there. He had a nice year also last year, so we have to look out for him.
That was an excellent gain up to the 40-yard line for a first down. This is Mariano. Give up again to the left side. Good yardage. And that was Ayala on the carry. Gets 5 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 5 for the Bears. Ball on the 45. Just underway here at East Brunswick with 11:03 left to go in the first period. No score. Lots of room up the middle, it looks like. Nice cut by Zelak. Gets to the outside, straight arms his opponent, and runs all the way down to the 35-yard line of Perth Amboy. That was a fine run.
That was a fine run, and sometimes they don't get their due credit, but so far the Bears' offensive line is just absolutely blowing Perth Amboy's defensive line off the ball, and Dave Dolan also made a nice block the wide out there to get Nick a few extra yards there. So nice job by the offensive line of East Brunswick.
Second first down for East Brunswick in this drive. Up the middle they're going, nothing fancy. And that is Javon Jones with the ball, his first carry of the evening. 13 yards on the play, another first down for East Brunswick. And it's like we thought, Rich.
Yep.
We thought there might be an advantage on that line, and East Brunswick is going to try to exploit it tonight. They already are.
And I tell you, Coach Borden loves this type of football too when he's able to do this, just pounding it down their throats right now.
Mariano calling signals. That give is to Dalton. He slips, and I guess his knee went down before he was actually tackled. Still manages to get 3 yards on the play, it looked like, or perhaps 2. So it'll make it 2nd and 8.
One thing to notice in your screen right now, you don't see the quarterback when you're watching those college and NFL games. They have the headset right in the helmet, but in high school, you still have to go to the sideline and get the call from the coach. So that's
Absolutely.
why you don't see him there.
That was Zelick on the carry, by the way. So it'll be 2nd and 8. Mariano looks like he's going to throw it. Sort of puts a floater out there. That ball was intended for number 46, Dalton. So it'll be 3rd and 8 for the Bears.
Maybe East Brunswick saw something there, but they've been having some good success running the ball there. I was a little surprised that they went to the air there.
I feel the same way. Certainly with the ball being down on the, looks to me like on the 20, actually inside the 20 or 19-yard line, you'd think they would maybe want to do 4 downs of run. But, so it is 3rd and 8. There's a give to the outside. Ayala cuts inside and is met. That was a nice tackle by number 74.
It was. Perth Amboy I did a really nice job of staying home there, a little misdirection play, and Perth Amboy was ready for that. So looks like East Brunswick is going to go for it here on 4th down.
Oh, yeah, they should. That was Ruben Ortez that made the tackle for Perth Amboy. So it'll bring up about a 4th and 5.
I think maybe Coach Borden saw all those college games with the kickers, all the trouble they were having with those extra points and field goals.
Boy, I'll tell you what. Perth Amboy is spread. I can easily see something up the middle working. Let's see what he calls. Nope. Mariano's going to go to the outside. He looks like he's going to throw. Nope, he keeps it. Got the 1st down. Good option play by Mariano. Gets the 1st down on a 4th down.
A couple good things there that I liked. I like that East Brunswick rolled Mariano to his comfortable side. Also to the, you see coaches sometimes that go to the short side of the field. He gave Mariano plenty of room there, and Mariano, like we said, has some experience and just tucked the ball and had plenty for that 1st down. So looks like we have 1st and goal now, right from the 10.
Ball is, let's see where they mark it. Just about on the 10-yard line. No, check that.
Okay.
That's on the 5.
Yeah, sorry.
It's on the 5-yard line. Pitch up the middle. More like a dive play.
Right.
But almost to the goal line. That was Jones on the carry. I don't think East Brunswick's going to do anything surprising here. I think they're going to try to take advantage of their size and speed on the line and just bull it over.
And I see Chris Fagan coming in here. I don't know if I'm thinking maybe he might be the lead blocker. We'll see.
2nd down and goal for the Bears. 7:30 to go in period 1. No score.
Double tight ends here. They're going to pound it in.
And Mariano on the keeper goes through into the end zone. And East Brunswick, in really nice fashion, Richie, moves right down the field with ease.
Yeah, they just had one little 4th down play that they had to convert. Other than that, it was, pretty much did what they wanted there. So good opening drive for East Brunswick to get the early lead here.
Exactly. East Brunswick with a 6-0 lead, and Mariano is going to be doing the place kicking for East Brunswick. A grounder, but Mariano gets it up and through. So East Brunswick with a 7-0 lead, 7 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the first period. Actually, that took a good portion of the clock, that drive.
Yeah, when you keep it on the ground, that clock keeps running. And John Park, a nice hold there. Like you said, that was somewhat like a grounder with the snap, and Park did a nice job of getting the hold down. Really, you have to give a lot of credit there to the East Brunswick offensive line. I'm just going to
go ahead,
read down the names here. The starting offensive line, sometimes they don't get the credit they deserve, but at center, and I apologize if I mispronounce the names here, Tony Agil at center. Stephen Halupka is one of the tackles. Dan Lax is the other tackle. Raphael Denise is the guard, and Greg Byrne is the other guard, so as well as Danny Fessel, a tight end. So really nice job by the Bears offensive line there.
Greg Byrne, a preseason all-area selection, as well as a selection last year.
Yeah, I was reading in the paper the other day of Coach Borden. Greg Byrne was the second player ever to be captain 2 years, along with Mark Mariski for East Brunswick. And he said in the 22 years he's been coaching Coach Borden, he's the hardest working practice player that he's had. So that's saying a lot.
Kicking off for East Brunswick is going to be Vince Quaglieri, who is a junior. And deep for Perth Amboy, number 6, that is James Garrison. And number 24, that appears to be Alex Gomez. Sort of a line drive. Picked up. Actually, that's 84. Number 84.
Ball's on the floor. I'm not sure East Brunswick might have it.
We shall see. Nope, they're going to say Perth Amboy recovered. I believe that was number 84 on the run back, which is not in our program.
Yeah, we don't have one for that number.
So Perth Amboy will begin for the first time tonight on offense. East Brunswick, as we had mentioned, not only has size, but speed on that line, and the linebackers Park, number 46, watch him. He's very active. Fessel, number 83. In a shotgun formation is Hurd, and pass is complete. Caught by number 23 for Perth Amboy. That is Ramon Perry.
And you can expect to see a lot of that. Perth Amboy is going to try to spread you out and use their quickness, get the ball off quick. Their offensive line isn't, that imposing, so they need to get rid of the ball quickly.
Now, according to the program, the quarterback is number 11, which is listed as Derek Eatman. I wonder if that is, in fact, Harrell.
Right.
Shotgun again. Back to pass. A little long this time.
Well, this is a fun game if you're a defensive back for the Bears. You don't run into too many teams at the high school level that, throw as much as Perth Amboy does. So got to be on your toes the whole time here.
Yeah, this is the true run and shoot offense. The incompletion makes it second down and 10 for Perth Amboy. Ball resting on their own 44, 45, let's call it. 6:38 left to go in the first quarter. East Brunswick with a 7-0 lead. Snap from center. There's pitch out to number 6. That's Garrison with the ball. And he gets really actually little. Good pursuit by the East Brunswick defense.
Great pursuit, and a couple guys did a great job of just staying home there and not over pursuing also on the other side of the field. So Perth Amboy right now has a 3rd and long. See if they can keep this drive going. They certainly don't want to get the ball back to the Bears after what they did that first drive. They'd like to at least keep their defense off the field for a little while.
3rd and 9, we say. Fading to the left. There's a pass out in the flat, and I'll tell you what, receiver was open.
Yeah, you're right. He had a few steps there. Put a little too much air on the ball.
So Perth Amboy looks like it can throw the ball. I think East Brunswick's going to have to make some adjustments defensively to see if they can get pressure on that quarterback in the shotgun. Nonetheless, it is a 4th down for Perth Amboy, and Jones will be back deep for the Bears. He'll be around on his 15 to 20 yard line.
It's always tough that first punt. You don't know the opposing team, how good their punter is, really where to line up.
Snap from center. Here comes East Brunswick. Boy, they just got it off. Bounding kick. Jones bobbles it, but he comes up with it. He has a little room here on the side. Nice block. Jones on the race, on the sideline. He looks like he's going to go all the way. And I see no flags.
No yellow.
Block back on the 30-yard line was the last one that was needed, the spring Javon Jones. So let's credit him with a 85-yard touchdown run off that punt.
I'll tell you what also, I didn't actually get to see the game. I heard it on the radio, and I was talking to my father about it, big Notre Dame fans, and they had some problems with their punt returner who would let the ball bounce and not get it. Jones did a great job there of after it bounced that he went and got the ball and then made something happen, so nice job.
He had the presence to maintain his poise and let his team do his blocking for him, and then his speed just took over. Mariano on the kick. Park picks it up off the ground. I thought it hit the crossbar there for a second.
It was close.
Yeah, but it was nonetheless good. So East Brunswick, with 5:28 left to go in the first quarter of play, out to a 14-0 lead. And East Brunswick fans have to like what they see so far, Rich.
They do. East Brunswick's got to be careful here. Perth Amboy can put up some points, so they're up 14-0, but they have to stay focused and come out defensively and do a good job against Perth Amboy here. They don't want to give up 7 back and give Perth Amboy a little confidence. This is really where they want to have a 3-and-out if they can, or stop Perth Amboy, get the ball right back, and really put it to them. So.
And the cheerleaders are getting into it now. You can see there's a lot of optimism in the air regarding this football team. You know, for too many years, you know, they lack in one particular area, whether it be the competition's better.
Right.
But it seems like everything is coming together now. And at least from this first quarter, the Bears look for real. Okay, Ayala will kick. Excuse me, that's not Ayala. That is Quagliera, who does another line drive kick, picked up by number 84 for Perth Amboy. And some hitting out going on down there as the Bears wrestle down number 84. Let's say that's, well, again, we don't have 84 on our program. I apologize. But Perth Amboy will take over on their own 37-yard line. We'll see if we can get some of these names. I'm wondering if that quarterback is number 1 instead of number 11, or actually is Hurd or Harrell. Here's the pass. Boy, they're throwing on every down, aren't they?
They are. That was Chris Fagan there with the deflection.
We'll get all this corrected at halftime as far as who's who for Perth Amboy. This is not unusual. Usually these lineups are faxed over to the athletic directors maybe the day before or 2 days before, and there really hasn't been a lot of maybe numbers change.
Right,
maybe they, by mistake, sent the home uniforms.
Right, a lot of teams have different numbers for home and away.
Yeah.
With all the players that they have, so see if we can get that fixed.
It is 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. East Brunswick. Nice catch. We're having a little bit of trouble, as you can well imagine. Maybe I'll just watch the TV monitor. That was number 23 for Perth Amboy. Excuse me, Ramon Perry on the reception. Gets 8 yards on the play, so that'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 for Perth Amboy. Ball on the 47-yard line.
And he seems to be one of the more active guys. They're kind of looking to go to him, so East Brunswick's got to be aware of that.
Clock continues to run, 4:35 to go in the first period of play. East Brunswick, 2 touchdowns, leading 14-0. Thought there was some movement on the line, but I guess they didn't. They let it go. Ball is carried by number 6, Garrison. It looks like he has just enough for the first down before he's tackled. And he will have that first down. That is the first of the evening for the Panthers. Looks like for East Brunswick, Park will be calling the defensive signals. smallish type, but playing that in the middle linebacker position.
He's got the mentality for it.
Snap from center. Again, in the shotgun. Pass was open and caught. That's a nice job by Amboy.
Yeah, very nice, and that's Perry again, so I think that's his 3rd catch tonight.
Another first down for Perth Amboy. This is their first opportunity to get into East Brunswick territory.
And the Perth Amboy quarterback here is doing really a nice job. He's not forcing anything. He's not looking to go deep. He's whatever East Brunswick is giving him, he's just throwing that short pass and picking up chunks of yards here.
Ball on the 41-yard line of the Bears. There's a give, and East Brunswick saw that coming. Smothered. Coming in to make the tackle, number 53, Byrne. Again, he is one of the captains and a leader on that team, both sides of the ball.
I'll tell you, a little surprising, under 3 minutes now, we haven't seen a penalty yet. And, usually seeing those first couple games a little bit sloppier, but both teams, are playing penalty-free football here.
You're right, Richie. So a loss of 3 on the play, making it 2nd down and 13. You got to think it's a pass play. Looking for the receiver, and they got him. I think Fessel was the first one there to hit him, but he was joined by a host of tacklers, also number 68. That is Essiani.
And give credit to the Bears secondary there. He had plenty of time to make a decision, and no one was open there, and just ran out of time there.
Loss of 4 on the play, making it 3rd and 17. And the ball is on the 49. Down to 2 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. East Brunswick with a 14-0 lead. Low snap, however, the quarterback takes it, throws it right down the middle.
That's going to be close.
Caught, and it looks to be just about on the first down marker. Nice completion on a 3rd down and 17. That looks to be who that caught that? Number 85?
Right.
Okay. Joe Stamil.
I'm going to let you handle those names. They might have a measurement here, I think. They might be calling the chains out.
That's Dominga. Well, let's see now. Dominga Jamelis. I was looking at the East Brunswick roster, Richie. So they're going to measure, as you mentioned. Nonetheless, nice recovery by Perth Amboy to challenge for a first down. They had a 3rd and 17, and with that completion, assuming that's Harrell, he has actually looked fairly comfortable. This is a sophomore quarterback.
That's good for the future for Perth Amboy. If I was coaching Perth Amboy, the one thing I'd be a little bit upset is you're half a yard short of a first down. When you run your pattern, be past the sticks.
Understand.
So you don't have that problem, but it's a manageable 4th down here. They only need to get about a half of a yard here.
It's manageable a little bit, but again, East Brunswick is so far winning the battle on the line. All right,
True.
Stoppage for a moment. Let's see what we have here. I think the Amboy's going to call a timeout, or maybe
like
East Brunswick.
Perth Amboy.
Perth Amboy. And
well, they might think we might have not many opportunities to put points on the board, so we want to make sure at least to get on the board here.
yeah,
Sometimes you can overthink these things, though.
it's very true. And if you look at the East Brunswick huddle, Coach Marcus Borden in his 22nd year,
22nd
Richie.
year.
Quite a career
Yeah.
for the East Brunswick coach, who is known for many, many things, being the coordinator of the Snapple Bowl,
Right.
All-Star Game. All right, let's see what's called. Something to note about East Brunswick, you do see a lot of players like Mariano, the quarterback, in there.
Right.
I don't know. I look at all the players on the sideline, and you want to use senior experience, but you do risk injury.
You do.
All right, here's the 4th down, and it looks like Harrell's going to be under the, or is he going to do shotgun? No, he's going to go under center. So you got to think this is a running play. And he quarterback sneaks, and looks like the surge was good enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, I'll get it by plenty.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was more a timeout to kind of get their breath back, because if you're going to call a quarterback sneak, you know, I guess they just want to make sure everyone was on the same page there.
So a 1st down for Perth Amboy, ball on the 30-yard line. Remember, this was a 3rd and 17, and they pick it up. Meanwhile, the clock continues to run. We're down to about 1:10 to go in this 1st quarter of play. East Brunswick has put 2 touchdowns on the board. One, a quarterback sneak by Mark Mariano, and Javon Jones on an 85-yard punt return. 1st down for Perth Amboy. He's going to loft it right down the middle, and it looks like it was a little short of his receiver.
Looks like number 8 there. Carlos Rivera.
Richie, it looks like Perth Amboy has decided fairly quickly with this offense that they're not going to run the ball on East Brunswick.
Yeah.
Maybe they can't.
Yeah, you know, I think they're just, you know, up front not able to do that. I think what they do have to do, though, is kind of mix it up and, you know, give some tosses and maybe give their back a chance on a flare and give them the ball.
2nd and 10. Harrell moves to the right, fades it over the middle, and Fessel with a nice defensive play, causing number 23 for Perth Amboy, that was Ramon Perry, to drop the ball. So yet another 3rd down situation for the Panthers.
And this should be, I would think, 2-down territory here for Perth Amboy, so they'd like to get a, you know, if they could get a 1st down, that would be great, but at least get a good chunk to make a manageable 4th down attempt if they don't get the 1st down here.
We watch as the crowd continues to come in, and a fairly decent crowd here for the opening game of the season.
I think the weather helped out too. Nice night.
Harrell, that quarterback for Perth Amboy, is going to throw, lofts it over the middle, and picked off, it looks like. Nope, so they're going to say he dropped the ball. That was number 81 for the Bears.
Yeah, I think that was 21, Rob Ayala.
Oh, was
there.
it Ayala? Okay,
right.
Okay. Well, he reached high and thought he might come down with it, but the ball was jarred loose as he hit the ground, so it goes as an incomplete pass, making it a 4th down for Perth Amboy. They need 10 yards to go to get to the 1st down. They need to get to just about the 20-yard line. And 39 seconds left to go in the quarter.
I have to give Perth Amboy's offensive line is doing a decent job of giving the quarterback some time to throw the ball here.
Here's the snap. Harrell lofts it down the middle. Looks like the receiver dropped, fell down, and the interception.
He could be going here.
Is that Mariano with
Yep.
it? Good Lord. And they finally catch up with him, still on his feet, all the way down to the 29-yard line. So the quarterback is also the quarterback, and he makes an interception and returns it. And that's the danger that you have.
Right, there was actually a Perth Amboy receiver there. He slipped, and we were talking about this earlier. All the rain that you made the point earlier when we were talking, all the rain that we had, you know, as the night comes, sometimes that moisture comes up to the field. So I don't know if that was, you know, the problem or what, or he just slipped on his cut. But
so after that run back, Mariano immediately goes into his quarterback mode. And East Brunswick on offense. The senior calling signals, gives to Zelak. Good yardage. Boy, you could see the surge of that East Brunswick line. I'm going to say a gain of about six yards on that play. And it looks to be the final play of the first quarter. So a resounding first period of play for the Bears as they put up two touchdowns and are poised actually now to go for a third one here off this interception. And they lead 14-0 after the first quarter of play.
One thing Marcus Borden and the coaching staff you have to be happy with is they scored a touchdown offensively. They had a special teams touchdown, and then they just did a nice job defensively and got an interception there. So, you know, all phases of the game right now for East Brunswick are really playing well. So as a coach, you have to really be happy with that balance, because as, you know, you play opponents that are a little bit better, you're going to need, you know, all those components really working for you. So good positive sign here, first game for East Brunswick to see that.
Yeah. You know, another thing to mention here is that Perth Amboy does not have a lot of players on its side. I count maybe about 30. And given that, as this game moves along, those same players are playing both ways. They're going to get tired, and East Brunswick will probably put in more troops. So this could get very interesting. So the Bears will begin play here in the second quarter with needing, actually it looks like about 4 yards for a first down. The ball is on the Perth Amboy 24-yard line. And probably going to do a little pounding right here.
Yep.
You got Dalton flanked to the far top of your screen on the left. Give is up the middle. Jones with it. Nice cut to the middle. And he gets the first down by a wide margin. And Perth looks like it's hanging its head a little bit.
Yeah, they you know, they're a little bit down right now, but they got to keep playing here. I mean, it's the first game of the year here.
It is.
It's not, you know, they're not 0-8, and this is their last game of the year, so expect a little bit more life out of them than this. You have to give East Brunswick credit, but like you said, got to pick it up a little bit.
All right, Matt Mariano gives up the middle, and winding his way is number 21. That's Ayala. He is down to, let's say, well, he's close to a first down. Let's see where they mark it. No, he's going to be about 2 yards shy.
I'll tell you, East Brunswick, their running backs aren't even getting touched for the first 3 or 4 yards.
Exactly, and that really says a lot about the job that the offensive line is really doing. Okay, second down and 2. That line is bunched up right in the middle, and they are making holes. Look at that.
I don't think he got touched.
Just waltzed right in. So 3 different players on the board for East Brunswick. That was I believe, an 8-yard touchdown.
Yeah, about 8 yards there.
Yeah. And the score coming with 10:49 left to go in the second quarter of play. East Brunswick now leading 20-0.
I think the only people disappointed with this score, other obviously than the Perth Amboy fans, are the cheerleaders who do the push-ups after. They're in line for a lot of push-ups tonight.
Mariano on the extra point. Center snap has been needed to be retrieved each and every time by Park, and he's done a great job. And he makes that point as well. So the score is now Bears 21 and Perth Amboy nothing. And about the most exercise this defense is getting is running back to the field for the kickoff.
Right, and you see the coaches here on the screen giving high fives to everyone as they come off the field. Yeah. They're just, you know, obviously very pleased with how they're playing.
Well, you look at number 69 for East Brunswick. That's Rafael Denise, and number 68, Dave Asciani. Those are big players for the Bears, and you can see that they're making their presence felt. Asciani, he's a 6'1", 304-pound junior listed as. And I know that Marcus Borden is very honest with these weights, so that's probably an honest 300 right there. And Denise is 6 foot 290. When's the last time you saw a size like that for East Brunswick on the line?
Not in a long time.
There you go.
You're right.
So they are having their way in the trenches. Kicking off for the Bears. And this, I believe, is the third time he has kicked off. That is number 35, Vincent Quaglieri. He is a 5'9", 163-pound junior. And we are about ready for the kick. Nice high one this time. Taken at around the 6-yard line. Beautiful penetration. That by number 26 for the Bears.
Yeah, that's Jimmy McCloskey.
Yeah, he did a great job of getting down there and slowing up the runner, number 6 for Perth Amboy Garrison. And looks like he's smarting a little off that tackle as well. So they mark it on just inside the 20-yard line, where Perth Amboy has 80 yards to go to reach pay dirt. It's been all East Brunswick thus far. They have a 21-0 lead and a heck of a lot of time on the clock. There's still 10:41 to go in the second quarter of play. Harrell calling signals, takes the snaps, going to throw it, and almost picked off.
McCloskey there.
Yeah, McCloskey had it, almost had it.
And I'll tell you what, that might have been 6 there too. No one there in front of him, but
yeah,
good job being there.
Well, I have to believe that there's a lot of communication going with the coaches and the players, and now that the secondary recognizes that they're going to be throwing almost every down.
Right.
The defense might be taking a few chances.
Exactly, and just where the positioning of him, McCloskey was in the flat there, that underneath route. So.
All right, you have everybody is flanked for Perth Amboy. They looks like they got a triple left at the bottom of your screen. Harrell looks like he's going to turn it up, and he's met. Gang tackled, actually.
And that's not a good sign for Perth Amboy. You have 4 or 5 East Brunswick players going to the ball, and
right.
No help for the quarterback there.
He gets about 3 yards on the play, but it was a tough 3 yards as Dan Lax was the first one to meet him, but he was quickly joined by some of his teammates. So it'll be a 3rd and 7 for Perth Amboy. Clock running with under 10 minutes to play in the second quarter. It is 21-0. Bears getting touchdowns from Mariano, Javon Jones, and Nick Zelak. So the wealth has been spread. 3rd down. Four on in pass receiving mode. All right. Pass picked off. It was tipped, and Ayala got it, and he's dancing. Brought down. Richie, what I've noted is that that was number 1 at quarterback. So apparently Perth Amboy wanted to start Derek Eatman, number 11, a sophomore, and then they replaced him with number 1, James Harrell, who's also a sophomore.
Yeah, and number 11, Derek Eatman didn't look too bad. I don't know if maybe something, I'm not sure why they did that, but give credit to Dan Fessel there. He got a hand on the ball there. And
right. Okay. And Ayala picked it up and brought it all the way down to the 16-yard line, where East Brunswick, once again with the ball. There's going to go to the right side. Zelak's got some room. Nice block. Beautiful block by, who was that, 69?
Denise. I'll tell you what, he got one guy and then he got 2 more guys.
He just cleared the side. Do we have a flag on the play? It does look like there is a flag.
That was late, I think. I don't know if there was a personal foul or something. I didn't see that till late.
Actually, they're going to call, I guess, an illegal block by East Brunswick, so we're going to wave that touchdown off. It's too bad because that was just a classic pulling tackle.
That was fun to watch.
You're talking about Raphael Denise, who weighs 290 pounds out there, and he just blew the people in front of him away. So the penalty is going to bring the ball back to the 16-yard line, where it will still be a 1st down, obviously, and it's going to be 9 yards to go. East Brunswick looking really fine. Matt Mariano on a slant to Dalton.
I think that might have been McCloskey.
Oh, was it McCloskey?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Jimmy McCloskey, 5'5", 133. I told you Marcus doesn't lie with these weights. And he is a junior.
Also a basketball player for the boys team.
Right. That was a nice pickup by McCloskey. gain of about 6 yards, making it, let's just say, 3rd and 4. Boy, East Brunswick with any number of opportunities here. And the give is up the middle. And McCloskey, I think his size there worked to his advantage.
I'll tell you what.
Jim McCloskey with the touchdown.
And I believe that's Jimmy McCloskey's first varsity touchdown.
Good for him. That touchdown coming at 8:34 on a, how many yards was that, Rich? Did you catch that?
That was about a 10-yard run, I
10
believe.
yards. Okay. And just like that, it's 27-0. And this game could get out of hand.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, you made a great point before. I just don't see, Perth Amboy any type of resistance, which is disappointing.
Point after by Matt Mariano. This time it's a good center snap. And the kick is good. Mariano 4 for 4. So with 8 minutes and 34 seconds to go in just the second quarter, it is East Brunswick out to a 28-0 lead.
Well, the coach, Scott Conifer of Perth Amboy, this is, this is a tough situation. First game of the year, down 28-0. Team looks like it might be giving up a little bit, and doesn't get any easier from. They have New Brunswick at home, and New Brunswick is perennially a very good team. So
oh yeah, they're excellent. But something to note here, though, that Perth Amboy being in the white division, I think the schedule is going to get a little kinder after New Brunswick. You have Spotswood, which admittedly has been a quality team, but they lost everybody.
Yeah, they did lose a lot.
And you wonder if that may be a team that Perth Amboy can be more competitive with. Monroe has not had a winning season since 1991.
So that's a good sign for them.
And then Colonia, South River, South Plainfield, Edison, and Carteret. Yeah, I think things could get a little bit better for Perth Amboy. East Brunswick could be the best team on their schedule. We'll see.
Yeah.
Not taking anything away from New Brunswick either, by the way. All right. Quagliari with a nice kick. High boot down to the 5-yard line. Picked up, and really an outstanding job by the East Brunswick kickoff team all night. Perth Amboy's running backs. Oh, there goes a flag. Let's see what this is all about. More verbal than anything else.
Yeah, that's the one
imagine.
thing, especially when the score gets a little out of hand. You have it both ways.
We will see what that flag is all about. I'm sure it's a personal foul of some sort. And it's going to be against the Panthers. Boy, they can ill afford that. That's what it is, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Just what they needed, right?
Yeah, really. Now, I'm looking. I think I see Eatman back in. No, it is Harrell at quarterback. A lot of youth and inexperience on this Perth Amboy team, and they're learning the hard way. If I was East Brunswick, I'd just pin my ears back and just go. Low snap. Harrell throws it. A wobbly. I think it might have been tipped. Tell you what's like a catch-22 situation for Perth Amboy. They're behind, but they're falling further behind, but every time they throw the ball, the clock stops.
Exactly.
So this could be a long game. Second and 10. 8:16 to go in the second quarter of play. East Brunswick with a 28-0 lead. Bears have had their way the entire half. Here is the snap. There's a pitch out to the right. And it is met. I believe Byrne was the first one there. Greg Byrne, who stands 6'1" and 230 pounds, has excellent speed. That is he coming off the field. Playing almost like a linebacker, actually.
Yeah.
So a loss makes it 3rd and 12 for Perth Amboy. Harrell looking to pass, tries to elude number 1, and is tripped up nicely by Franchino, Mike Franchino. So that's going to make it 4th down for East Brunswick. Excuse me, for Perth Amboy, 4th and about 8, 7. And they will have to punt deep within their own territory. Back deep for East Brunswick is Javon Jones. He's going to be on about his own 45-yard line. He'll be in the Perth Amboy 45. Boy, it's really unraveling for Perth.
Wow.
Quickly. Good snap. Just gets it off. Not really a good kick. Bounds towards East Brunswick's way. And the ball is down on about the 30-yard line. So once again, the green wave comes.
Right. One thing Coach Bourne's got to decide also is, when does he take the players out? You want to, it's your first game. You want to give the starters as much reps as you can. You want them to have a game under their belt, but at the same time, you want to give some other players some experience. And, if it gets to a certain point, you don't want to embarrass the other team. So
I think it would, Rich, I think it would be safe to say that this team is going to play at least for the first half.
Oh, definitely.
Probably into the 3rd.
Right.
Give up the middle. Eludes 1 tackle. Who was that? Zelak. Boy, they run hard. That was not Zelak.
That was Jones there.
Yes, that was Jones. They run hard, they run fast, and they're running with confidence now.
Right.
I mean, they hit that hole knowing that it's going to be there. We have a stoppage of play here for some reason. Is there a player down?
Perth Amboy.
Let's see who that is. Yeah, it's a Perth Amboy player down with it. Looks to be like a leg injury of sorts. So while we have a moment here, I'm wondering if do we have the East Brunswick schedule for this year? I'm wondering if we have it available. Apparently not. All right, we're going to have to get Mr. Fessel to come through with the full program next game so we can get all these statistics and things like that.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Okay. And that player for Perth Amboy is number 77, Greg Diaz. He limps off the field. And East Brunswick now will have a 2nd down and 5 to go for another 1st down. They're knocking on the door once more. Matt Mariano looking very comfortable. Give is to the right side. That is Zelak. He just fouls Denise again. It was kind of like the same play that was called a penalty.
Exactly.
Okay. Look at that monster out there. He is huge.
His own personal chauffeur there.
Yep. Gets the 1st down. And the ball is down on the 11-yard line. Here come the Bears. You got it, and they're in the triple option. Give is to Ayala. Boy, what a hole. Hey, stays on his feet. Down to about the 4-yard line. All right, let's see. We've had Mariano score, Jones score, Zelak, and McCluskey. Who has it? Ayala hasn't scored.
Okay. Let's get him a touch. East Brunswick's doing a good job. They keep pounding it. Their effort level is, sometimes in a game like this, it's easy to look at the scoreboard, but they're doing a good job.
2nd and goal. Ball on about it's actually on the 4-yard line. There's Ayala with it. Did he get in?
He's about a yard
short. Shy. Might call his number again. Running behind Denise there, as well as number 52 for the Bears. That's Steve Halupka. He's 6'2", only 219.
Wow.
There is going to be a measurement on this, though, so East Brunswick can pick up a first down. So many years, Richie, East Brunswick has been on the other side of the ball against some of these good teams.
You're right.
Okay. I can imagine how they're feeling down there on the sideline. Not that this game is over, but
right.
you know, it's. By the way, they get the first down, but
right. They've had a couple tough years also.
Yeah.
You know, not too long ago they had that 0-10 year where they didn't win a game, and you know, bounced back nicely the year after. But feels good to.
Certainly the opening game of the season. This is going to be a nice springboard for East Brunswick. And we're only in the first half of play. That's what's really. Yet there is definitely an air of confidence. All right, Mariano. Let's see if they give it to Ayala. Nope, it's Selak this time, and he dives in. And I wonder if the crowd realized that they just scored.
Yeah.
Maybe they're getting too used to this. So Nick Selak picks up his second touchdown this evening. That coming on a 1-yard dive. Clock showing 4:14. And East Brunswick will look to extend its lead on this Mariano kick to 35-0. He is 4 for 4, by the way.
Yep.
I mean, he could end up being one of the leading scorers in the county off this game. Kick is up and good. It looks like, yeah, they're going to throw a flag for roughing the kicker. Park was the one that got nailed on that.
That's always the one thing you have to worry about, too, when you have your quarterback as your kicker. Although he didn't get hit on there, you know, you never know when, you know, something funny could happen.
So this penalty will be enacted on the kickoff, so East Brunswick will probably be kicking from Perth Amboy's 45, and the way Cogliera has been booting the ball, this probably will go in the end zone. And it's actually eerily silent in the stands, and I hate to say it, it's almost like a feeling of complacency right now. Can't blame the fans in some sense that it's been kind of effortless.
Right.
And I really feel for the Perth Amboy players. They have to be just down and out with the way this game has gone.
I'll tell you what, not that the game would be any different here, but, you know, that first series where East Brunswick had that 4th and 5, maybe if they could just get a stop there, maybe wouldn't have got, you know, this quickly out of hand. You know, East Brunswick obviously is the far superior team here, but you know, this is just 35-0, over 4 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, I think.
Wonder what the record is for East Brunswick in a half points.
Yeah, it's a good question.
35 points is a lot of points.
I think what's sort of disconcerting is you kind of get the feeling that it's not over. I mean, they're not done scoring.
Right.
Cogliera boots it. Why it wasn't on the 40-yard line, I won't know. Maybe it was. What happened here?
I don't know. The ref just blew the whistle, and
I think they're just. Wasn't that kickoff supposed to be at the 45?
You know what? I didn't really pay attention to the yard he kicked it from.
All right, there's a lot of discussion going on here. And I believe that's what they're going to do. They're going to say, kick it at the 45 instead of the 40. That's precisely what they're doing.
It's funny how they picked that up late, though. You would think, you know, right away they would see that. Kind of confused us up here to see what they were.
Well, I was expecting Cogliera to put it in the
through the uprights.
Yeah. Now, why is he kicking on his own 45? It is only a 5-yard penalty. Must be. Boy, this is strange. All right, it is 35-0 East Brunswick as they prepare to kick off. They have scored 5 unanswered touchdowns in this first half.
And in offsides for East Brunswick, well offsides too. About 3 or 4 yards ahead before the guy kicked it.
That was a little eagerness on the part of the Bears. I'm looking across the far side of the field at number, who is that? Is that McCloskey, number 26?
Right here in front.
At the top? Sure it is. He's at the top of the
81?
No, number 26.
Okay, right.
He was ready to go down. Well, this time ball falls. Let's see. What haven't we seen yet? We haven't seen an onside attempt. All right, let's see if we can get this. And East Brunswick stays way behind. That's a nice kick. Bounced around, picked up by Perth Amboy. A little bit of daylight, and then making the tackle is Zelak, who scored that last touchdown, has 2 on the evening. So once again, Perth Amboy goes on offense. And again, we have to reiterate that as they try to throw the ball, the clock's going to stop. And East Brunswick has not been denied this entire evening.
Right, and the clock's stopping because for the most part they haven't been able to complete the passes. So
I noticed that former East Brunswick player Don Sofoconic, who is a New Brunswick coach, which is Perth Amboy's next opponent, he hasn't been able to see much.
No, I'd be surprised if he was still here, actually.
There's the ball, was flipped up in the air momentarily. Garrison had a little trouble holding on to it, but Greg Byrne was right there to meet him first.
Well, the Perth Amboy coaching staff might be thinking what you're thinking there. We're down 35-0. There's, under 4 minutes left. Let's just run it 3 downs in a row, punt it, and get out of this half.
Dan Lax comes off the field, so you're starting to see a couple of new players come in. I see Asiani still in the ball game, as well as Byrne. Number 47 on the line for the Bears is Chris Fegan, a 6'2", 196-pound senior. Hopefully we'll get a lot of these names in tonight. There's Harrell. Across the middle. Is it caught?
Yep, they're giving the catch and also pass interference there, so they'll decline that and take the
will they? If it's a 15-yard penalty, they probably get more yards out of that. Well, no, they're going to pick up the flag, or are they going to call it? Let's see.
I don't know what they're doing here.
Yep, they're going to take the penalty. 15 yards.
Yeah, they'll probably get about another
3.
Yeah, 3 yards.
So a first down for Perth Amboy up to their 41-yard line. The most success they had was in the opening drive for them, where they got the ball down into East Brunswick territory, actually made a 3rd and 17 for a first down, but then the drive died. There's the snap. Here comes East Brunswick. Nice pass and a good hit. That was Park.
And he's known for that.
Knocked the ball right out of the hands of the Perth Amboy receiver, who looked like he was catching it. Lax back in the ball game. How's that for a replacement? Dan Lax coming in for Jimmy McCluskey. East Brunswick with the decided edge and size there. Is it third down or second down? Second down, okay. 2nd and 10 for Perth Amboy. There's the snap. Harrell's going to throw it. He lofts it downfield, and it looks like the receiver didn't run the right route. That was Garrison. And a 3rd down for the Panthers.
It was Will Stoffers on the coverage there for East Brunswick. Number 81.
Number 81, Will Stoffers. Okay,
Right.
a 5'11", 148-pound senior. Dalton is also back as a deeps in the secondary. See that Mariano is out of the game. There's a pass caught. Little juking going on, and looks like he's going to get the first down. That pass caught by number 85.
Right.
Okay, that would be Dominga Janellis.
Nice move by him. It looked to me like he was going to be short of that first down and made a couple nice moves to pick it up.
And Perth Amboy has been able to string together a couple of first downs to keep this march alive. Clock starts with just about 2 minutes to go in the second quarter of play. There's snap. Harrell. Oh, Fessel was waiting for that, and he has some blockers. Down the sideline he goes. Still on his feet.
Yeah, I think he stepped out
okay,
at the 35.
Yes. All right, they're going to say he stepped out on the 35, or he would have marched into the end zone. Good presence by senior linebacker Dan Fessel. You got to watch him, boy. I'll tell you what, he's a player. Richie, he does have a future as a lacrosse player.
Right. Yeah, I was speaking to his father earlier, and he's telling me that some schools were interested in him. So
Drexel being one of them, and he's also received a letter from West Point. And but I have to tell you, he keeps on playing like this, and football could certainly come into the picture. He's got the size. He's a great basketball player. All right, what's going on here? We have a whistle.
Might be a timeout.
Timeout by who?
We'll find out.
Perth Amboy calls the timeout.
With Perth Amboy, I realize that they probably want to roll out the quarterback because of the pressure that East Brunswick, can get with the D-line. But, just at least if I'm quarterback there, just put me in the shotgun. They know we're throwing the ball, and let me be able to set my feet and throw the ball. It's tough to, put a kid, constantly rolling out and trying to square his shoulders and throw the ball. They're not fooling anybody, by going under center like they're going to run the ball. So
with that timeout, East Brunswick allows Fessel to come out of the game. And got to imagine that you're going to see these players, first team primarily is in there right now, but they'll start to be replaced. Certainly at this beginning of the second half. You also have some new faces in the backfield.
Yeah, you do.
Number 36 back there is somebody that I have not seen tonight. That was Jeremiah Lackhoud.
Right.
6 foot 188 junior. Number 32, Robert Waite, 5'8", 200 pounds. Is that possible? Doesn't look it. There's the pitch to Lackhoud, and he goes around the left end. He's got some running room, keeps on his feet, and that's a fine effort.
That is. I was about to say, that maybe he went a little bit too wide and should have turned it up the field earlier, but he showed some nice speed right there.
And he gets out of bounds, or does he? Nope, clock's going to run.
And he's an 11th grader, so he's got another year.
Nice size, too. 6 foot, 188 pounds. Mariano's been in there all the way at quarterback. Lackhoud right up the pipe, and a flag is thrown. Let's see what this is. And it looks like East Brunswick's going to be caught with a holding penalty here. Stops the clock with 1:06 left to go in the second quarter of play. East Brunswick with a 35, yeah, that's correct, 35-0 lead over Perth Amboy. We have a half to go, actually. Penalty for one of the few of the game, Rich.
Yeah, there hasn't been that many. You're right.
I think it's the, is that the first one for the Bears? I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
All right. That penalty will be marking the ball back to the 31-yard line. And the clock is under a minute and running. There's the give. Mariano keeps it himself. Cuts to the outside, cuts in. Thought if he might have stayed outside, he would have had daylight.
Yeah. I actually thought East Brunswick was going to pass there. Just kidding.
Mariano picks up good yards, but he still has to get, let's see now, there's 25 seconds left to go. All right, they're going to have another shot at it right here. There's the pitch to Lackout, and they got some blockers out there.
Oh, fumbled it.
Yep, there's a fumble. And I think he was just a little too eager to get to the end zone and forgot that he had the ball. So there's the first turnover of the game for the Bears. And coming with 8 seconds left to go, I think Perth Amboy would do well just to take a knee on this. Still a statistically outstanding half of football for East Brunswick.
Well, if you're the Perth Amboy coach there, Jimmy, what can you say to your troops?
Well, if I was the coach, I think what he's probably going to say to his team now is, you know, this is from this point now, we're going to find out who has heart. Because it's the players that start to give up is what you look at, because you got a full schedule to look down the road here. And why do they call timeout? Probably because they don't have enough players on the field.
And I have no idea why they're even attempting to, if they just don't kneel on this ball.
Yeah, there were only 10 players on the field for Perth Amboy, so quarterback calls a timeout. And this is what happens when you start to lose your focus. So while we have a moment here, let's go over the scoring for East Brunswick. It's been a lot. I hope I have enough time. East Brunswick in the first quarter got on the board with 7:23 left to go with Matt Mariano on a quarterback sneak. He kicked the extra point. And then Javon Jones on a punt return rambled 85 yards. The kick was good to make it 14. In the second quarter, Zelak got his first touchdown on an 8-yard run with 10:49 left to go, making it 21-0, point good. And then Jimmy McCluskey with a 10-yard run at 8:34, making it 28-0. And then finally Zelak on a 1-yard dive to make the score 35-0. Matt Mariano good on all 5 extra point attempts. And there's the knee. No, he doesn't take a knee. Well, nonetheless, that is the end of the first half of play with East Brunswick holding a 35-0 lead. And they got to be well pleased with how things went in the first half. Rich, your impressions? As if no surprises here.
Yeah, well, you know, you got to be happy if you're East Brunswick. You know, obviously they're a much better team than Perth Amboy, so you have to take that in consideration also, because East Brunswick is going to be playing, you know, some really good teams in the red division. But for a first game, you know, offensively they look great. They had the special teams touchdown. Defensively had a couple interceptions. Really great job by the offensive line of East Brunswick, just really pushing around Perth Amboy. And, you know, they're running on all cylinders right now. What can you say?
Well, what you can say is that it's 35-0 East Brunswick at halftime of this game versus Perth Amboy. Let's take a short break, and we'll be back with the second half. Okay, we are back after a halftime program from the East Brunswick Band. As you look at the sidelines of a spirited East Brunswick football team, Richie Whalen, with a 35-0 lead. We tried to sequester a program, but they're all gone now. So you brought up a point, though. I wonder what the record is for points and a half.
I'll tell you what. It's got to be at least within shouting distance. 35 points. That's a lot of points there. So.
Well, let's sort of summarize. Not necessarily we'll go over the point totals, but let's summarize the. I don't know what your expectations were about this East Brunswick team coming into this game, but certainly we knew that they had experience, seniors, leadership. They had size, they had speed, and I think that combination really led to a dominant performance in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, as coaches for East Brunswick, you just have to be pleased, like you said, in all aspects, defensively, offensively, special teams-wise, and, you can't ask for anything more than being up 35-0 at halftime, first game of the year.
Yeah.
No one's gotten hurt for East Brunswick. We already mentioned that Aaron Horace was hurt, so, his not playing really didn't affect East Brunswick today. Hopefully, by next week or the third week, he'll be able to be in there to, help East Brunswick when it gets to the meat of its schedule. But right now, East Brunswick has to be very happy with, that first half of play.
Exactly. The only player that I thought might have got a little bit nicked in that first half was, believe it or not, Rafael Denise.
Okay.
I saw him with an ice bag on his ankle, one of his ankles, and you got to figure that these first teamers are going to probably be filtered out of the game in this third quarter, especially if East Brunswick starts to put more points on the board.
Exactly. And like you said, we saw a little bit of that already in the first half at the running back and a couple guys on the line. So,
right. You know what I also liked, Richie, was the play of the secondary for East Brunswick. They, after a first few series in which they realized that the Perth Amboy Panthers were going to throw the ball on almost every down, excuse me, they made an adjustment, and you started to see them become very comfortable back there. They really look strong in the secondary this year as well.
Yeah, they did do a nice job. I'm sure, the Bears were expecting them to pass a little, but when you get that at game speed and it's a game, it takes you a little while to adjust. And as you said, they did a really nice job of, I even thought a couple times of causing sacks because how good their coverage was. So.
Exactly. All right, so you see the respective captains out there, and I believe that the ball is going to be given to Perth Amboy to start the beginning of this second half. East Brunswick with a 35-0 lead. Park and Byrne representing East Brunswick as captains. Mariano wasn't on the field that time. You wonder if you're going to see him at quarterback. We'll see.
I think you will.
And do you know who the backups are for East Brunswick, Richie?
Let me see here.
Who's next in line?
That's a good question.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot there. It's got to be either number 7, Randall Nixon, number 11, Joe Peterson is listed as a quarterback.
Right.
And that is about it.
Yeah, those are the only 2 I see here. So,
meanwhile, we've already got a peek at some of the other running backs for East Brunswick. We saw Lacard on the field, number 36. Jeremiah Lacard. And East Brunswick, that'll be Quaglieri kicking off. He has kicked off, 7 times in the first half off those touchdowns, and he will begin the second half with this kick. And you got to watch, let's watch Perth Amboy and see how they respond after getting kind of whipped in the first half. All right, here we go. It's a short kick. Heads toward the sideline, picked up by Perth Amboy, goes to the middle of the field, and got past the first wave, but then was brought down. I believe that was number 47 on the tackle for East Brunswick, Chris Fagan. So I look at the first team coming in for the defense. Byrne over top of the center. You got Park at one of the linebackers. Mariano is in there as a secondary along with Jones. Fessel at the linebacker spot. Number 81 for East Brunswick. That's Stoffers.
Right.
He's played well at secondary. So Perth Amboy, it looks like Farrell will be the quarterback to begin this second half of play. He's split time with Eatman. Here goes Perth Amboy throwing the ball again. This ball is caught, and a jarring hit to bring down the Perth Amboy receiver. Again, we just cannot pick up these names because of the way the light glares off these light numbers. But I believe that was Gomez, number 85, that came in. Excuse me, that was Janellis that caught that ball. So a first down. Excuse me, it's not a first down. It's second down. 2nd and 2. Down the field, intercepted. Who is it? That is number 1, Franchino with it. And he dukes the quarterback. Is it in? Is he in? He is. And a return for touchdown by Mike Franchino. And it's 41-0, Rich.
I'll tell you what, he just did a nice job of reading the quarterback's eyes, and the quarterback for Perth Amboy just didn't look him off at all. Nice job anticipating that, and
East Brunswick was not prepared for this, and now they're scrambling to get the the tee. I don't know if they're going to have enough time. I guess they're going to use a different tee. All right.
Perth Amboy scrambling here too.
Yeah, they're missing players. Wow. Who's in, who's out? Well, I can tell you right now they don't have 11 players on the field, but they're going to go through anyway. Point after. And that kick is blocked. I'll get it out. That's the first time that Mariano has not converted an extra point. Nonetheless, off of Franchino, and we just got finished talking about how well the secondary was playing.
Right.
So we add Mike Franchino to that list.
I'll tell you one thing, too. Coach Borden, even though they're up 41-0, I'm just watching them after they missed that extra point, as we see right here on the screen. And, even though they're up 41-0, he's not happy with that missed extra point. He wants to make sure, in games when it's going to count, that they're able to make that. So that just shows you what a good coach he is, that he's, showing his players he wants them to keep playing. He's not satisfied with that missed extra point. So he's still coaching out there.
Well put. And if you look at your screen now, the cheerleaders Good thing they're not doing push-ups tonight, Rich.
I saw them doing it before. I guess when they have a
give up.
barrier, when it gets over a certain amount, they don't have to do them, because I saw them doing it before. So maybe they have a figure when it gets too high, they don't do it.
And I'm going to look for a list of the cheerleaders next time, so we can get their names in too. All right. 41-0, 10:58 left to go in the third quarter. And East Brunswick, once again, Quagliari kicking off. And he punches it, gathered in. And through the line. Nice run back for Perth Amboy. Probably one of the better plays of the day, in the evening for them.
Tell you one thing, East Brunswick might have to shore up that, kickoff coverage a little bit. Even though they haven't had a big run, there's been some seams, and you get an explosive player. That could be something that coach might want to look at for the upcoming games.
All right, we'll pay attention to see how long these first-team players for East Brunswick remain in the game. I see Denise still over center.
I see McCloskey's in for Mariano now at corner.
Eatman tosses it and caught. Gotta watch the way he carries that ball. And the pass is brought in by, well, we didn't get that name, I'm sorry. Apologize, we're not doing a good job here of calling the Perth Amboy players, but what you see on your screen is not what we see. It's just literally impossible. We know that that Harrell is the quarterback, Harrell. He takes it. There's out to the middle, number 8, and eludes one tackle. Pass is caught by number 8, Carlos Rivera. He's a sophomore.
Yeah, McCloskey did a good job there closing in on him. Just got to keep that head up. He kind of put his head down, and here are the cheerleaders. There they go with the push-ups. I'm just watching over here.
All righty, let's see what they do. I see some cheating going on there. A couple of knees touching the ground, yeah. All right, first down for Perth Amboy. They're moving the ball. Pass a little long. Making it second down. Actually, Mariano's back in the game.
Yep, I see him. Now looks like he's coming off. Rotating him in and out a little bit.
I see number 31 for East Brunswick. That's Armand Lamming, 5'8", 138-pound junior. He's in the game. In the secondary. Ayala is sort of like the quarterback in the secondary. Pass over the middle, complete. Caught. And that was, well, you look at the Perth Amboy stands there.
Not much
to cheer about, huh?
There now. Tell you, nice catch by that Perth Amboy player. Really used his hands and went across the middle, and
it's like really the first time Amboy has driven the ball in quite a while. Farrell takes the snap, drop back, and tipped, almost intercepted. You know what's a little bit different about Farrell right now, he's basically just doing a straight drop back.
Exactly.
Okay. Before he was taking the ball and he was rolling out, and I think that was causing a little bit of a problem for Perth Amboy.
Right.
The accuracy. Now he's just laying back and throwing. So with that incomplete, makes it a second down and 10. The ball is on the East Brunswick 18-yard line. 8:45 left to go in the third quarter of play. It is 41-0 East Brunswick. Farrell going to loft it over the top, and a little long for his receiver, Garrison.
I'll tell you what, I thought that was a pretty nice pass. I think the receiver just hesitated for a minute, and if he kept running, I think that might have been, a touchdown. Could have been a touchdown there.
So this will bring up a 3rd down and 10 for Perth Amboy. See Lax coming out, replaced by Lamming. So they're playing a number of deep backs here. Farrell takes a low snap. He's going to pass it out to the flank here. Caught, but not quite enough. Ayala was all over his receiver. I believe that was Rivera, maybe?
Yeah.
Number 8?
Yep.
So a gain of 5. It brings up a 4th down for Perth Amboy. You wonder why they go for a pass that's is not going to be a 1st down.
Tell you, East Brunswick would like to get a shutout, I'm sure.
Oh, yes. There's a pass on a 4th down in the corner, and good defensive play by McCluskey. I believe he was the one back there. They tried to send a taller receiver.
Right, as we take a look at Coach Borden there relaying the plays to Mariano. But, McCloskey's not a tall player, but he did a great job of waiting until the last second, really using his body and, deflecting that ball at the last second. So the shutout is alive here.
And look who's in the quarterback, Mariano. I kind of thought that he would be in. You're right, Richie, that these players, this is their first game. They've got to get some playing experience with each other. There's the give up the middle. And did they lose the ball? I think he lost the ball, but East Brunswick on top of it.
Yep.
It's been that kind of, they're still wrestling. Ball, I believe, has been recovered by number 53, Byrne. Ayala was the one who was running the ball and had it stripped. So let's call it a gain of, say, 8 yards on the play. Make it 2nd down and 2.
Coach Bourne has a number of goals offensively and defensively and special teams that up in the locker room that each game he wants to get to. And tell you what, it's going to be pretty much filled up with a lot of those goals that he wants game in and game out.
Zelak with it, trying to run behind his blockers, but this time was met with some resistance. Haven't had a chance to call too many defensive numbers for Perth Amboy. Well, let's credit that tackle to number 54, Edwin Nunes.
He's still playing out there.
And is he?
Looks like 56, maybe Sean Atkins, that is limping off.
So we're going to have a 3rd and 2 once more. East Brunswick has been very successful running the ball tonight. Up the pipe. Let's see, is he going to make it? Yeah, I believe he does. That was Zelak. Yeah, we'll give him the 1st down. Clock continues to run. 6 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter of play. It is a 41-0 lead for the Bears. They have had their way in the entire evening. And the last series by Perth Amboy, they were able to drive, and then they shut them down. Mariano, the quarterback, has been all the way. There's a give to Zelak to the right side. You got a blocker out there. And Zelak slashes his way up the field, close to midfield. Nice pulling block by number 68, Dan Essiani. How would you like to have a 6'1", 304-pound pulling tackle?
I'll tell you what, it makes it easier for you. But
that play is kind of designed the same way as Denise going outside. And it says a lot for the speed of those players.
Yeah, you need to be athletic to be able to do that. Just can't be physically big. You also need to get those feet moving, get in position.
Ball at midfield for East Brunswick with a 1st down. And Mariano fumbles the ball, and Perth Amboy falls on it. Might have been a little bit of a mix-up there. So the Panthers, on a rare opportunity, get a turnover. And they will have the ball in East Brunswick territory, first down on the 49-yard line. So here we go in the run and shoot offense. Farrell finds an open Gomez. Was it Gomez? Actually, that was Rivera. He's suddenly become a favorite target. Richie, do you sense that East Brunswick's providing just a little bit of a cushion here?
Yeah, you know, they're giving them those, you know, 5-6 yard patterns and just, you know, keeping the guys in front.
And keeping the clock running, as a matter of fact.
Right.
So a gain of 5 on the play, making it 2nd and 5. Under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Farrell got a little pressure there from Lax. Now he's going to run with the ball up the middle and gets hammered. First was met by Fessel. And that run was good for a first down. Clock continues to run. Farrell open down the field. Is that Gomez or Rivera? No, let's check that. Let's see if we can catch his number. Number 85 for Perth Amboy. That is Janellis. He's had a few catches tonight.
Yeah, he has. I'd like to see the stats at the end of the game. I wonder how many passes Perth Amboy has attempted. I mean,
versus runs.
Right. What do you think? Maybe.
About
maybe 4 or 5 design, you know,
yeah,
run plays, and then a couple just with the quarterback improvising. So
exactly. That was a first down. The ball is on about the 20-yard line. Farrell's going to loft it in the corner, a little long. Nice play by McCluskey. He realized that the ball was going to be overthrown and that the receiver for Perth Amboy would have had to go back, and he just sort of put his body in front and prevented that from happening.
I think also didn't want the ref to call a pass interference on that too. So
with that incomplete, it makes it second down. Ball is actually on the 21-yard line.
And I see over here on the sideline, number 11 for East Brunswick warming up with a center.
Okay.
Joseph Peterson.
That's Joe Peterson.
So I guess he'll be coming in next series.
Meanwhile, Farrell continues to be a quarterback for Perth Amboy. He puts it down the side. Nice play, defensive play by, that was 81?
That's Stofers.
That was Stofers. Knocked the ball right out of the receiver's hands.
Man, looked for a minute like he was going to come down with it, and Stofers didn't give up there and was able to knock it out.
So it is third down with 2:05 left to go in the quarter. Third quarter of play. East Brunswick again with a 41-0 lead. They scored 35 unanswered points, and then Mike Franchino intercepted a pass, went 60 yards with 10 minutes and 58 seconds left to go in the third quarter to make it 41-0, and that's where we stand. So a 3rd and 10 for Perth Amboy. Farrell looks, and now he rolls out and throws it out of bounds, actually.
He attempted that pass about 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah. So with that incomplete pass, it is 4th down.
One thing I'm a little surprised, not now, with the score being what it is, but a little earlier, that Perth Amboy really hasn't tried any, trick plays or anything.
Well,
I mean, it's a little late for that now, but
yeah,
earlier.
Okay. Meanwhile, the timeout is called by Perth Amboy to think about this. This is a 4th down play, and they need to get 10 yards. They've been successful on a couple of 4th and long. But again, I can't say enough about the balanced play of every facet of the game by this East Brunswick team.
Only thing we really haven't seen, and there was no need for it tonight, was a passing game. They attempted one pass, and I mean, why pass the ball when you're having so much success? So that will be interesting to see, you know, if a team they play does a good job against the run, how that, you know, passing game will be. But other than that, you know, like you said, all facets are working for East Brunswick tonight.
So a 4th down.
If you're Perth Amboy here, you just want, you know, any positives that you can get now, you know. Can get a first down here, get maybe some points on the board, just anything looking for next week that you can, you know, kind of build upon. So.
And again, the Panthers will be playing New Brunswick, which is the defending.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of players earlier at halftime that were here, so.
Sure, they're chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
So here we go with a 4th down. Looks like they need to get to the 11-yard line for a first down. Lots of room for Farrell. Oh!
There's a touchdown.
Yep. Looks like one of the defenders committed. Don't know how that happened, but anyway, a touchdown scored by number 6 Garrison. A play of about 16 yards. And Perth Amboy is finally on the board.
Really nice job by the offensive line there. Had plenty of time to wait for his receiver to get open there.
Right. Play coming with 1:41 to go in the 3rd quarter. And the extra point is being attempted by number 99. That's Kevin Carrion. Straight on. Don't see that often, do you?
Yeah, that's like my my Redskin team with Mark Mosley. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time at any level. Well, you see that in high school sometimes.
Yeah,
actually, but.
So the score being 41-7, we're actually going to see the East Brunswick kick return team. You wonder who they're going to send out there. I guess it is Jones. He's the primary deep back along with Ayala. But, yeah, both are out.
So this East Brunswick band has done a nice job, too, throughout the game here.
Mm-hmm. As they usually do.
Yep.
Now let's see how they have them lined up here. Oh, it looks like they're expecting an onside kick because you got Jones up on the front line along with Park. And Fessel is up there. Jones, we mentioned. Franchino. These are all players with good hands, so I'm sure they're expecting an onside kick.
Right. They want to make sure.
Zelak is the only deep back for the Bears. He's standing on the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you one thing you always have to be careful of also is, you know, since they're so far up, sometimes they see that and they have a design where they just kind of try to dink it over your head and see if they can, you know, get it to a spot and get it. But
right,
they want to make sure that if they do try it, they're ready.
Somehow I don't believe that Perth Amboy has practiced an onside kick, but I could be wrong.
You never know.
And it's a straight-on boot, kind of like a knuckleball. Zelak picks it up on the second bounce, looks for the sidelines. Ooh. Yeah, I thought he tried to grab him by the face mask there, and a penalty flag was called. That's exactly what it is.
Yep. It's kind of tough for me to tell at first if we, you know, from here if you got him by the, you know, back of the jersey or the face mask, but the ref was right there.
So, okay, let's see now. Do we have different quarterback here? All right, you guys. Yes. Peterson is talking with Marcus Borden, so he is going to enter the game. We're going to get our first look at Joseph Peterson, who is listed as 5'11", 144 pounds. He is a junior. And let's see, at the running backs, you got Lockout, who rumbles up the field, gets nice yardage. He looks like he's enjoying himself out there.
He's having a good time.
Right. Lamming is back there as a running back, and I believe number 34, Garcia, is in there.
Try to get some of these guys on the line, too. Number 51 is in Jeff Sega.
Right. Check that. 32, Robert Waite, is in the backfield.
Okay.
You got to get some of those linemen, Richie, if you
Jeff
can.
Besega, number 51, 6 foot 203, a junior. And as the Bears go on this drive, we'll try to get all the guys for you.
Give is to who? Boy, look at the surge in that line. Wow.
That looked like number 31 there.
That was Lamming.
Right.
Beautiful yardage on that play.
We have number 76, Tom Correa, 6 foot 250. So maybe James Correa played here, his brother. He's a 10th grader.
Okay. So a first down for East Brunswick on their own 48-yard line. Peterson gives the ball. Nice move by, wow. Let's see who that was. That was actually Lockout. He really made a nice little deke there and moved the ball upfield for close to 8 yards.
Hit that hole nice and hard.
Now we call a timeout.
I think that's the end of the quarter.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I'm not paying attention to the clock. So that is the end of the third quarter play. East Brunswick with a 41-7 lead. And with the ball, as we move through this fourth quarter, hopefully fast for fourth quarter.
Yeah. Well, we know as long as East Brunswick has the ball that the clock's going to be running. Perth Amboy is, a different story.
Once again, we take a look at the East Brunswick cheerleaders as they entertain the crowd. Band is back from its third quarter break, and we'll be serenaded with them, playing all kinds of songs here, I'm sure.
Sure, the cheerleaders are happy with the weather. It could get, pretty cold where they're, wearing all the
oh yeah,
heavy winter outfits. But like I said, what a great night for football here. And, actually a lot of fans are still here.
Oh, I think they're just enjoying this whole scene. When's the last time you saw East Brunswick, winning 41-7 at this point?
East Brunswick also has number 72, Chris Santiago, 6'2", 252, 10th grader.
Okay. 57 is in there. Did you mention him?
Nope.
Schuberth,
right.
He's the center. With the ball is Lemming. He gets a first down. Now, I don't know whether it's new players for Perth Amboy that's on the line, but I have to tell you, the players that are doing the blocking for East Brunswick are really doing an outstanding job here.
Yeah, they're just blowing them off the line. No two ways about it. And it's not like Perth Amboy doesn't know what they're doing.
A first down for East Brunswick on the 36-yard line. Pitch is to Lamming. He's going to go left. He's got a host of blockers. Good tackle there by Perth Amboy. I believe that was Garrison in there on that stop. So still a gain of about 3-4 yards on the play, making it 2nd and 6.
Also have as wide out for East Brunswick, number 82, Joe Gisuldi. He's a 5'10" senior.
Alrighty. Whoop. I believe that the snap was fumbled by Peterson and recovered by Perth Amboy. So a turnover is to be expected. Now I'm looking at the East Brunswick defense and I see a lot of the first teamers going back in. You got Denise in there. Actually, no, you do have a lot of.
Well, yeah, you have a
you
little
do have a lot of
mix.
substitutes. A mix of players, right? Okay, what do we have? A stoppage here, and it looks like we have another timeout.
Just prolonging. I think maybe there might have been some personnel things. East Brunswick wasn't sure of who was in and things like that. I see Coach Borden right now, see him on the screen here trying to figure out who's going to be in here. I think one thing he wants to do too, even though, you know, the score is what it is, he doesn't want to see sloppy play. You know, he's seen a couple fumbles here. He wants to make sure that the defense, you know, keeps competing out there. And, you know, just because they're up by this much, they need to, you know, keep playing hard, which they have been.
All right, here we go. East Brunswick now on defense off that fumble recovery. That fumble by Peterson. And they are, of course, in the shotgun formation. Farrell fires downfield, caught. And clock continues to roll with that completion. Good for about 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 2.
Lemming on that tackle, and also a new face, number 24, Stephen Nettie, was also in on that tackle.
There's the snap. Another pass thrown downfield, beautifully thrown and gathered in. Farrell's finding his receivers.
He is.
And slowly is racking up some yards. I believe that pass was caught by number 85.
Yeah, he's had a nice game tonight.
Janellis.
Yeah.
First down for Perth Amboy in East Brunswick territory on the 47-yard line. He's going to loft it. Short passes, and that's exactly what they've been doing this. As for any success that they've had, it's been with these short passes.
Right, they're giving what the defense is giving them there.
So a 2nd and 5. Farrell going to throw once more. Now he lofts one down, hoping to catch East Brunswick off guard. And that ball was thrown just a little too long. The receiver was out there.
Yep.
So the incomplete pass makes it 3rd down, 5 yards to go. 8:39 remaining in the contest. East Brunswick with a 41-7 lead. Farrell across the middle, a little too high. Boy, almost hung his receiver out to dry on that one.
That's a dangerous pass right there.
So the incomplete pass makes it 4th down. Of course, the verdict was long since decided, and now they're just trying to see if they can put points on the board. Fourth down pass, and is it gathered in? They say yes, and no. The referee from the front side saw him juggle the ball, so the pass falls incomplete, and with that, East Brunswick will take over. So with 8:22 remaining in the contest, it's 41-7 Bears. You have Peterson still in the game. There's the give to Lockout. Gets a couple of yards. Peterson, the quarterback, gets the call from Gordon. Second and 8, we'll call it. Give is to 31 Lamming. Started to go inside, now he cuts outside, gets good yardage.
Showed some good speed there to be able to turn the corner and get some positive yards there.
Just short of the first down marker. Actually, he's about 2 yards shy of the first down. Clock continues to roll, down to 7:10 to go in the game. If you just joined us, it was East Brunswick with 35 points in the first half. They really scored at will. And then this second half has kind of been a lot of give and take with a mixture of reserves playing, underclassmen, getting good playing experience. Lamming fights his way forward. I believe he's got enough. Well, he's probably just at the first down marker. Let's see what they say. I think he has enough.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, they call it first down. A lot of fans still hanging around here. Fritz, you mentioned before.
East Brunswick just slowly chewing some clock up. Almost down to 6 minutes now.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Whoa, Peterson keeps it. Try to grab him by the shirt. He still keeps going. And a gain of about 8 yards. Nice play. Second down for the Bears. Ball is resting on the 38-yard line. Joseph Peterson gives the ball up the middle. Nice surge by that East Brunswick line. It's a nice run. That was by number 32, I believe. Waite. He's a rather compact player, listed at 5'8", 200. All right, let's see. You got Garcia in the backfield, Lamming. Who's got that?
That's 31, looks like number 31.
All right, another player, a new face in the game is Steve Nettie, number 24, 6 foot 185.
Just looking ahead a little bit as this game is winding down here.
Yes.
Like we said earlier, East Brunswick has Edison next week, which has not had good years of late.
Right.
And, you know, has a good chance of being 2-0 before they head to Piscataway in week 3. So
that was a moment of indecision on Peterson's part, and he, I think, was not in the right position to make the handoff, so he elected to hold on to it. And as a result, loses about a yard or two. So that'll make it third down. Let's call it 3rd and 5. 4 minutes exactly to remain in this game. Give to Lamming. Fights his way to the first down marker. going to say he's, what, about 3 yards shy?
Yeah,
on this
long
4th
3,
down?
short 4 there.
All right. And I'm sure East Brunswick will continue to run between the tackles. Give up the middle, and don't think he's going to get it. Let's see where they mark it. Nope,
Yeah.
it's going to be a little shy. So Perth Amboy is one of the, that's got to be the first time they've stopped East Brunswick tonight legitimately on 4 downs.
Right, other than a turnover.
Right. So Panthers will once more get the ball with 2:55 left to go in the game. And a lot of new faces now for East Brunswick. I see number 11 in the game. That is, well, of course it's Peterson, the quarterback, but he's now playing defensive back.
Right.
Quagliera, the kicker, is in as a defensive back. McCluskey is on the other side. Farrell, the quarterback for Perth Amboy, throws it right down the middle, catches his man, and off to the races he goes. Nice open field tackle by number 35 for East Brunswick, Quagliari. But a big pickup for the Panthers, and they're in East Brunswick territory down to the 37-yard line.
A couple other names I see. Jeremy Bloom, number 79's on the D-line there. He's a sophomore.
Jeremy Bloom, did
Right.
you say?
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Jeremy Bloom that played for the University of Colorado.
Right, the skier,
the
too.
Skier. Farrell, right across the middle. Boy, was he open. And the pass caught by number 2. That's Hames. We haven't called his number tonight, but he gets the ball down inside the 10-yard line. So just like that, with 2:16 left to go in the game, Perth Amboy knocking on the door. Perth Amboy obviously in a hurry-up offense. Farrell looks like he's going to run with it.
Yep.
Cuts to the middle, hit, just short of the goal line. Ball's just about on the 1-yard line, let's say. 1:35 remaining in the game. Still in a shotgun formation at the 1-yard line. That's interesting. Is he going to throw it? Yes, he does. Across the middle and caught for a touchdown.
I thought maybe Peterson had a shot there. I thought for a minute he might have had that, but just was able to thread it through.
Right. That touchdown credited actually to the, was it, geez, you know, who caught that?
I think it was number 2.
Yeah, it was 2. And that's Hames. So Amboy gets on the board with 1:18 left to go. Pass, a 1-yard touchdown pass by Farrell to Hames. Here comes the extra point. Straight on, as we mentioned. It's good foot into it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. So the score now, East Brunswick 41 and Perth Amboy 14. Let's be honest, Rich, this game could have been a lot worse if East Brunswick hadn't called off the troops.
Right, exactly. You know, second half, like we said earlier, they kind of slowly, you know, put some of the reserves in, and you know, even though Perth Amboy outscored East Brunswick 14-6 in this second half, it wasn't indicative of, you know, East Brunswick also had a couple turnovers. I really thought the, you know, the reserves for East Brunswick, though, did a nice job when they were in. They were able to move the ball. They just had a couple miscues with turnovers, but you know, if you're the coach for East Brunswick and you're, you know, East Brunswick fan and player, you just can't ask for anything more. Like we said before, all facets of the game.
Yep.
You know, special teams touchdown, a rushing touchdown, a defensive touchdown. So really nice game for East Brunswick tonight. Let's
see. Are we going to get somebody different kicking the ball? No. Perth Amboy will kick off. And the let's see, okay. And we're ready with the kickoff. Nice straight on kick. Gonna have a run back here. Gathered in by number 34. I think that's Gomez.
At 34.
Or is it Garcia?
Yeah, Sergio Garcia there.
Okay. So you got to figure that East Brunswick's just going to run 3 quick plays.
Right.
Perth Amboy will not stop the clock.
Right, either 3 quick plays or or a couple kneels.
Yeah, and that would end this game. So a nice win for East Brunswick to open up this 2004 season, a season with admittedly a lot of promise. Richie, you mentioned that Edison next week's opponent. Realistically, the Bears off this performance should be favored, and then hopefully they'll take these confidence builder exercises and parlay it into a game against a truly great opponent, and that is Piscataway.
Right.
Peterson is the quarterback for East Brunswick, and he's going to take a knee. That he does. So the clock continues to run. We're now under a minute to play. Tell you what, I'm looking at some of the parents. They're extremely happy with the way things have gone tonight.
And very deserving.
Yes. And a lot of the fans now are starting to make their way to the exits. This game has been long decided. I think that might be the last play of the game.
That's going to be it.
Yep. So the clock continues to run down. 15 seconds left to go the game. And the East Brunswick players sort of move to the middle of the field. And all in all, just a great performance by East Brunswick. I'm sure the accolades are going to be poured on this team. And that'll do it. The final score here at East Brunswick, the opening game of the season, the Bears win very convincingly, 41-14 over Perth Amboy. Well, Richie, I'll quickly go through the scoring, and then you have your comments, and then we're going to call it a night. So East Brunswick in the first quarter, with 7:23 left to go, Matt Mariano, the quarterback, with a 1-yard run to make it 7-0, and then followed by Javon Jones' 85-yard punt return for a touchdown to make it 14-0. In the second quarter, Nick Zelak came through with an 8-yard run at 10:49 to make it 21, and then James McCluskey on a 10-yard run at 8:34 made it 28-0. Zelak closed out the scoring for the second quarter, or the first half, with a 1-yard dive at 4:14 left to go, and it was 35-0 East Brunswick. And then after that, East Brunswick started its first team in the third quarter. Mike Franchino took a 60-yard interception and ran it in at 10:58 to bring the score to 41-14. And then Perth Amboy managed 2 touchdowns on primarily a passing game in the fourth quarter to make it 41-14. So that is the scoring. Rich?
Yeah, just East Brunswick, a real solid win, a good first game. You expect that first game where, you have some problems early. You might, first live game where players might have some problems. But East Brunswick, right from the start, was able to move the ball against Perth Amboy. Really have to give a lot of credit to that offensive line of East Brunswick. Right from the get-go, they controlled the line of scrimmage and just gave huge holes for the running backs. And, East Brunswick on all areas of their game, they were able to stop Perth Amboy, their passing game, able to score a special teams touchdown. So all areas, offensively, defensively, and special teams, did a great job. So real good win to build stuff on for next week and for the rest of the year.
And that opponent will be Edison. All right, that's going to do it here at J. Doyle Field. The final score, East Brunswick 41, Perth Amboy 14. For Richie Whalen, this is Jimmy Allinder saying thank you for being with us.